All right, guys. So we're doing this for the first time here, and what you might hear might sound a little far-fetched, but throughout this series, I just want you guys just to be open-minded, all right? Open to the possibilities of anything. And honestly, you shouldn't be surprised with anything that happens in the world or anything I bring up to you. Like, literally, I'm not saying it could be the truth, but I'm also not saying it's a lie. But what I'm saying is just keep an open mind. So I've been watching a lot of videos on TikTok. Some of you may know I have been injured, so I had surgery last week. So I've just had a lot of time to just research and just read around and think around. And I guess there's just been a lot of videos I've seen that have just made me think differently. And there's been a few videos that have, I guess, stated, or I guess they think that we are living on either dead animals or possibly living animals right now. And I'm gonna show you why. I know it sounds crazy. Oh, ho, we're living on animals. Oh, ho, ho. We've heard it all. We've heard, oh, we live on a spear. Oh, we live on flat Earth. We live this. We live on that. Let's explore it all. And then I'll do you one better, guys. As some of you may know, I'm big on the Lord, you know, I'm big on my faith. And with the Bible, I'm going to prove to you guys step by step and break down to you where and what we live on from our vantage point and also from God's vantage point. So we're going to put is the world flat to bed? Is the world a spear? We're going to put that all to bed today. But before we do that, let's watch a few of these videos, and then I want to show you guys my perspective after seeing this. And the perspective I give, I've looked everywhere, no one else has the perspective I will give. But I will give I want you guys to see other people's perspectives on what I'm going to show you, because I have let me just let me show you what I'm talking about. Just open your mind, guys. Just keep an open mind. This is the name of the creator on TikTok. All right. He has a point of view, and then he has other people have a point of view on what he's saying, and then I'm gonna give what I think also. Like, and I agree with some of the things he says, but I have another theory as well, and it's more on our land, North American land, and it's gonna explain a lot of the earthquakes, why earthquakes are happening in uh, California, right? California, all the earthquakes, there's a lot of earthquake activity, right? The Richter scale is off the charts at times over there, right? And I'm going to show you why, my theory on why that is. And I'm going to show you why there's all those tornadoes, right? Tornadoes in middle America, right? In the belly of the beast, right? And I'm going to show you the head of the beast in North America, the throat of the beast. You guys are gonna have to open your mind. All right, let's go. Let's see this one right here.
As you can see, the forehead, the eye, the nose, the lips, and the chin.
Let me go back.
Here's a
See,
picture.
this is what he's saying. He's saying Africa is a big head. See, you see the nose right here, the lips, the mouth, the chin, the eyes,
You can see the forehead, the
forehead.
eye, the nose, the lips,
And in other videos, he's saying whatever killed this humanoid, this is what did it. The cracked skull right here, which is Egypt, right? This eye is a huge lake here. And then he goes into bigger depth. Right here is just the beginning of this, guys. I want to show you guys how deep it gets. Because if you look at the side of a human head, you see the cranial, you see all the veins, the suture veins. It's all in the same spots of the Nile River and other rivers, Euphrates and all that. But let's dig deeper into this. Uh, I might have to change the title to get to his Africa shaped like a. Some people say it's a dragon. Some people say humanoid. Let's put in. And we do know dragons exist because they speak about it in the Bible. They don't anything in the Bible I believe was there, in my opinion. Let's see. Let's see. Where's the one? Let's see what this. I think it might be this one.
Before we get started, I'd like to say that this is entertainment only. This is based on factual evidence.
Yeah,
This
right.
is all fiction. Now,
Yeah, right.
let's talk about it. If you truly follow me, then you know that I've taught that these earthquakes around the world, especially the Ring of Fire, are caused by dragons, serpents, leviathans. Now, let's talk about it. If you've been caught up with me and Africa is a skull, and I pointed that out to you, right here. If you look right here, here's the eye, there's the nose, the lips, down to the chin, all right, all the way around to the back of the skull. What you're looking at right here is the carotid artery. Now I'm going to show you something special about Africa. There's no earthquakes there. You know why? Because Africa is not a leviathan, a serpent, a dragon.
And there's also no digestive tract in Africa. The digestive tract, I'm going to show you a digestive tract in North America. And there's one in South America too. Why? Just pay attention.
You see circles are earthquakes. All right? That's it.
See, oh, guys, you know what? Tell me you don't see the head right here. Here's the head, right, of the creature. Here's a nose, right? It comes down. Some people say there's the hand of it or whatever. I don't know what you would call that. Right there is the chest, right? And then the middle America is the stomach of the animal. What happens in the stomach of the animal? You get earthquakes, or not earthquakes, you get tornadoes, right? All in these flat plains here, a lot of tornadoes. That's the stomach, right? The stomach is working. And guess what? This is the ass of the animal, right? And where do the earthquakes happen? In California, right? Right in this area. This is the butt, and this is the head of the animal right here. Whatever, the wings is all up here. And right here is the buttocks. And every time it's farting, you get the earthquakes. Everything goes buck wild. Some people say that this animal up here is living still. And there's other theories that are saying that this piece right here is a serpent. All the way down into South America, they're saying that this piece is the serpent. We're going to get into that too. But I think my theory is a little more believable compared to this long piece being a serpent. You're going to see a theory on that. But my theory is this is the head. The stomach is here where all the tornadoes happen, right? And then right here is where the earthquakes happen, the buttocks, the finished product. But right here, you're saying, why is it happening there? Well, you have small or lower intestines, right? There's action that happens in there. And then the prostate leading to the asshole. So it makes sense. And then the serpent idea where they talk about it being all the way down in here, they're going to have to explain this one because I don't know what this one is. But some people are saying if you turn the map upside down, this is also a humanoid head. But let's look further deeper into this.
I've pointed out that one to you. You've already seen multiple earthquakes that run across here coming off the wing of that one. We come over here across Africa. All of those circles are earthquakes.
I still haven't figured out what the landmass is for Asia yet because it's all just lumped together. I'm still trying to figure out what that could be because these earthquakes over here, if that's where that is, and that means it's a digestive tract possibly or something. Possibly. Because it does say in the Bible that God did. Hold on. It says in the Bible that God did destroy giants and humongous creatures in the beginning of days because they were so corrupt and causing a lot of trouble. And that could be the landmass. He killed these huge giants, right? And well, they had to die somewhere. A lot of the land that we're on is dead things. You know what I mean? It all just gets hardened over time. there's been many resets in the world too. Like, so that's why they say the plates shifting. Do you really think landmass is gonna move that far apart? Like that never made sense to me. If you tell me those were living beings at one point, that makes more sense to me because a living being can float away over time. But how is a landmass gonna move? That doesn't make sense. Like everything you were taught is a lie. You gotta understand the Rockefellers, that family is the one who owns the education system. So when that family came into play, they stole the history from another civilization that was taking over or dying off. That's what happens, guys. We're not the only ones that had technology and all these great things. Like it says in the Bible, there's nothing new under the sun. So that means in the year 500, they had cars, they had all these things we had too. It's just all stolen and reproduced and repackaged. That's all people do. We steal from each other and we remake things to steal the credit. That's why we don't see much history before 1692. All that history was erased because there were already people living in America, living their lives, and that land got stolen. They were conquered east, south, north, west before they got pushed out, killed, or just bribed into staying, and helping. It's everywhere. A lot of people, mostly people of brown skin, have ancestors that are alive to tell this story, and that's why it's coming out all over TikTok. It's a rich history.
There's one sitting right there. All right. It's another one down here in the Banda Sea. All right. And you come around here. Here is the tail of one right here. So you're going to have movement throughout all of this. You're going to have movement. But if you look right there at Africa, Africa's the only place in the world that's not having any earthquakes.
Because it's a skull, and that's why it makes so much sense. Everywhere else, you have intestines, you have parts of the torso of whatever creature or being it may have been. But in Africa, you just have the skull. You know what I mean? So it kind of like throws everything off. And the weird part is, around the teeth area is where you find the gold. There's a crap ton of gold around here, and it's just too what's the word I'm looking for? It's too convenient, I guess, for you to just say, "Oh no, it's just a land mass."
Also, it's not
Why
a.
is We're gonna get into depth. Why
And
you
once
guys
again,
might think
TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes
you
only.
guys might think I'm crazy, but until you guys see, there's a diagram he has, and he shows it next to another diagram of an actual skull. So you guys need to see this. That is what's gonna change your mind. That's the video that was the one that turned me, and I was like, whoa, you know what? This guy might be onto something. Because when I first saw the video, I was like, yeah, all right, shut up, bro. But then when he really started explaining it, then I was like, you know what? This guy might be onto something. His first theory was the dinosaur theory. I didn't think that one. But then I thought to myself, there were dinosaurs, so maybe it's possible, you know. And then he turns it into humanoid. It could be either, literally, because if you look at this right here, you can see how this could be the neck, right? This could be the head, eye, nose, mouth. So it literally can go either way if you really look at it.
So everyone's curious as to why do I keep.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that.
Native to South Africa, the armadillo bird
So everyone's curious as to why do I keep losing all of my accounts? And I keep losing all of my accounts because I keep showing you all what we really live on. It's not a spinning ball. It's not even flat earth. But if you follow me, especially those of you that follow me since the dragon, and you've seen the multiple dragons that I've shown you, I just showed everyone what Africa really is. I just lost my last account because I showed you all what Africa really is. And what is Africa? Let's talk about it. Now, some of you might have already seen this, but here we have Africa, the entire continent. And if you look here, this would be the back of a skull. All right? This is the jawbone down to the chin. Here's the lips. There's the nose. Going back around to the forehead. This is whatever this is what killed this. Okay? We cracked that skull lid right there. You can clearly see the eye
wrath of
socket
God.
that used to be right here. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. But then I thought about it. What's in our throat? And if somebody cut it, will leak out. Right. Your carotid artery. Would you look at there? And that one seems to be as if it was just ripped away. Alright. So I thought
So where's the rest of his body then?
maybe I'm wrong. So I had to go pull up a skull. I needed a diagram of a skull so that I can make a couple of better connections. Now this is a quick diagram, but I want you to pay attention. Here's the eye socket, and off of the eye socket, you have a cerebral suture that runs off a little bit, then runs up north, right there. You also have that suture that comes across here, around here, goes down over here. Pay attention. So what we have here is the eye socket with the cerebral suture that comes off the eye and moves up the top of the skull. Some of you call it the Nile River. And if you get a little bit closer, you can see where it also runs sideways over here, goes up, comes over, and down right there. Would you like to see it again? Check her out. Let me show you.
Now,
Eye socket.
you can't tell me after seeing that you don't think a little bit that can't be true. Like, there's everything. Just know this. Anything that you were taught in school was a lie. Any history, like literally anything. Even our math is a lie. Like, if you go to other countries, they don't use our math system. I'm talking in America, like everything is just a lie. They want us in control. Because think about it, if we know the real mathematical, or I can't even say it, the mathematics, the true mathematics, if we actually knew that, we'd be able to really invent things and break the laws of gravity, which is also BS. We'd be able to break all that. But they have us confined to their math, which is not even real math. And there's been people that actually prove this, or disprove this, I should say. What's the name of that guy? I can't even think of him. I might have to find his video. Damn, I can't even think of his name right now. We're going to find his video, though. But that might be for another episode. Let me write that down. Math Defied. Alright, I'll find the person that literally broke it down. And he literally broke down how, anything times 0 is 0, and how that is just false. And like he literally will just blow your mind. He will literally systematically show you how our math system, our mathematics were completely just made up by somebody. And we were just taught this and brainwashed into thinking, oh, that's math. When really it was just a system that someone wanted to make up so we couldn't go past a further certain point. Think about it. Back in history, they made the pyramids. Look at all this architecture that was made 500, 400, 700 years ago without any power tools. How do you do that? You need real math to do that stuff. The math that we have right now, you would never be able to build anything more than a square, a box. You know what I mean? Nothing, a rectangle. That's why all of our architecture, nothing is fancy. Everything is just squares and boxes. We don't make mausoleums anymore because we can't. We don't know how to. We don't have the tools, the capability, the know-how. We can't make a pyramid today. We still don't know how they did it. Why? Because they had technology. Back then they had free energy. And energy that comes from the ground. That's what you guys don't understand. Like, everything we've been taught is a lie. I don't want to get too far into that yet because we will. We will. I'm going to show you that not today, but I will show you one day soon that we have or still have the capability to have free energy, but they want us to be customers. They want that, the electrical companies, how many billions of dollars they make? The water companies, like with the fact that we pay for water and we're surrounded by it, like our planet is 90% water, they say, right? Or whatever the number is, but we're paying for water. We even pay for air. Like how like they're making us pay for things that God gave us to enjoy. It's crazy. But anyway, let's get back to this.
Over cerebral suture. Goes up the Nile River. Alright? We come over here. This one comes around here. Okay? Cerebral suture. Comes off the eye and goes up. It's the Nile River. And this one comes over here. Yep. And that's why I keep losing my accounts. I had no strikes. I had not one bad video on my last account. But as soon as I put that up, not only that, I thought about it. The hardest substance found on Earth is diamonds. The hardest substance in the human body, your teeth and your bones. So I decided that maybe...
Yes, exactly, DJ Mello. It's Terrence Howard, and we're gonna go into depth on that when the time comes. You're right about that. But I wanna show you guys this though.
The mouth or the teeth of this would be in. Go and look at what Botswana is, and you'll see that along the lip line, in the back, that's where the back teeth are, and that's where they mine all of our diamonds from. And that is why they took my last account.
Alright, now I want to show you guys the serpent part. It might take a minute to find that video. Hopefully not. It might be this one. On top of Africa. No, it's not that one. Where is it? This video blew my mind. Bro literally just went down the line and just like made you realize, oh, I think I found it. I think I may have found it. I might be wrong, but this might be one of them. Watch this.
I really debated for a while on whether or not I wanted to make a video about this topic because it's just so ridiculous. This slideshow that I was tagged in is really trying to convince people that we live on a giant fire-breathing dragon. This right here is the head of that dragon below Drake's Passage, and then whoa, the head actually shifts, so the dragon must be waking up, right? While at first it might appear that this is pretty weird to see this giant landmass moving, if you actually zoom into the map and look at these reference points for where the lines are drawn,
and you see
the
smoke
is completely off. Again, here, watch this, and here. So obviously if there's tilt, it's going to look like the head moved. But not only this, this guy points to all these small islands at the end of the dragon's head, saying that this is where the dragon breathes from because there's smoke coming from it. But again, it's really easy to disprove this because this is where there's a lot of volcanic activity.
Yeah, but he's this guy's a moron because the volcanic activity is the nostrils. Like the volcanoes, that's another myth, guys. Volcanoes, that whole thing is a lie. Volcanoes are something more. Alright, now I gotta find this guy's page because this guy is a moron. Hold on a second. I might have to go to this guy's page and actually like find that video because he's trying to disprove something that really makes sense, but he can't make sense of anything else. He comes on for a 1-minute video trying to disprove it, but he didn't really disprove anything. He just bitching. Alright, where is this? At this point, I'm looking for bro's page so I can just scroll through his videos and find that one video for you guys. Where is that other one at? Bear with me, guys. TikTok don't want to be nice today. Maybe I might be following him. Let me check. I might be following. If I'm following him, then I can just go right to his page.
By heaven, nobody went to the police.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant to do.
Everybody going to the law.
That's not what I meant to do. Oh, there it is. There's his page. Alright, so we're going to scroll real quickly. And I'm going to see if I can find that video that he made. That blew my mind. I just couldn't believe it. I haven't seen this one yet. So let's check this one out. I haven't seen this one. Oh, I see it. I see it. I can see it. I see it. I never looked at Australia before. I can see it. There's the tail right there. The ass, the legs, the head. I can see it. Wow. I never looked that deeply into Australia before. You really have to have an open mind to really see it, though. Like, otherwise, it's just gonna look like nothing to you. But you also need some type of, I guess, and human anatomy. Like discourse. You have to know the human anatomy. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense to you. Could this be part of it, or is this something else?
But you can clearly see that eye, the nose, the lips, and the chin of this skull. Africa is the original Skull Island. Y'all want to know which continent is not the body of a dragon? Well, let's talk about it. Africa, the motherland. One of the only places right now where you're not finding any earthquakes. All of the other earthquakes are everywhere where the dragons are located. Africa is not a dragon. But do you want to know what Africa is? Let's open your mind a little bit. Now here is what Africa looks like on the map. Now if we turn this slightly to the left a little, it starts to become a little more apparent exactly what Africa is. They don't call it the motherland for no reason, but you can clearly see that eye, the nose, the lips, and the chin of this skull. Africa is the original Skull Island.
Oh yeah, we gonna get to that. Don't worry. I'm trying to show you something real quick before we get into anything else.
And down there, same way. Here it is. It's the exact same as this. Right here, going around there, right here, back up there, and then down there. And it's really detailed because here it goes up, and then down, and then back up, and then back down, right? And over here it's up, and then it goes down, and then back up, and then down, right? But you can clearly see...
There's no way that you can tell me that that has no relevance. Like, if you're telling me that has no relevance, you're a shill, you're a liar. There's no way you could see that and say, that's nothing. You would be a sheep to say that. That means you believe anything the news says, you believe anything that feels good. But no, you need to actually, like, open your mind to some shit sometimes. Sometimes, like, things are just deeper than it seems. So it looks like they deleted those other videos that he had, which is a shame. Dang. Nah, there's another video, bro, that he, like, goes into depth. It's not even him. He brings it to someone else. I'm trying to find it now. I think that they just completely deleted it. I think this is a new, like, page he made. Because the page, like, he had a whole nother page with way more videos and way more, like, descriptions. So I think that all got deleted. Another thing I can do, I sent it to a friend, so maybe I can find it that way. Hold on one second. Just bear with me. Bear with me a second. I gotta find it now. Where is it? I was just talking to him. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I talked to him 2 days ago. So where is... Oh, let's see if this one shows up. Oh yeah, and there's guys. Oh my goodness. Alright, there's a few videos I gotta show you guys. Now I got the titles, so I think I could find it now. Hold on. Alright, we're good, guys. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I found the links I sent them. Yeah, alright, guys. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Because I sent him stuff. That's not it. Hold on. Yeah, they deleted that video, guys. The one that I'm looking for, they deleted it. So that means it was true. Whenever TikTok deletes something, it's because it's the truth. They don't want us knowing the truth of things. Like that. I can't believe they did that. They deleted that video. Alright, well then I'll show you guys this then. Oh yeah, and that was my theory of North America. Hold on, where is it? Obviously this world map is not what I believe the world is. I'm gonna show you that what I believe it is in a minute. But as far as North America and those earthquakes, it makes sense to me why that's happening. We got, is that gonna, see, we got the head right here. It's got 2 ears. I don't know what type of creature it is. People are saying dragon. Like, I can see that because it's got 2 ears or something, right? You see the nose right here up in Canada, the wings up here, right? Then you come down here, you got the hands, you got the chest of it, here's the legs, and then the stomach right here, right? Then you got the ass right there where all the action and all the earthquakes are happening. To me, like, I can see it. I can see the head right here, and then people are saying you gotta like turn sideways to see it for down here, but they're saying that this is like a serpent head. Like they're saying you gotta turn your head to the right to 3 o'clock, and you'll see a dragon head facing down. So basically they're saying that this is the nose right here. Right here, this is the eyes. If you're facing like this, you'll see it. So that's what they're saying. I mean, I can see it myself, but it's just like, it's insane. It really is insane when you think about it. It's like, wow. It really blows your mind when you think about it. And then the Rocky Mountains, all the mountains that are over here, they're saying those mountains is a serpent on top of another animal. So that just blows my mind as well. Like, you see these mountains that start here and they go all the way down there, and they're saying that is also a serpent or some type of animal or dragon. So it just, wow, it just blows your mind. As far as I'm concerned, like, everything's on the table. Like I'm not saying I believe it, I'm not saying I don't believe it, but what I am saying is I can see it. Like, I could see why someone would think that. Alright, so now let me show you this video. This might blow your mind. I might have to type in the title though. Oh, they're saying unavailable? What do they mean unavailable? I was just looking at it. Yo, did they just delete that video? Guys, there was just a video I found that they're saying now it's deleted. Like, there's no way. What the hell? Yo, I'm freaked out right now. Yo, they're now saying these videos that I just searched are now just gone. Alright, I found one of them from this creator. God, this is gonna blow your mind, guys. So, all you people that think that we actually went to the moon, if you actually think we went to the moon, shame on you, right? Mars is actually on Canada, and I'm gonna prove it to you. So all your wishes and dreams of us landing on the moon and, oh, us man, we did this. No, we didn't. Alright, let's find the video. I mean, these will do too, but I'm trying to find Drew. Because Drew's the one that made me, like, open my eyes. Oh, there it is. Oh, here's one of them.
Now this one will really make you scratch your head. Now they're saying that the moon is 238,000 miles away. They're also saying that Mars is 140 million miles away. And yet we have a Mars rover on Mars giving us live feed, videos, and pictures. But if you guys forgot, Mars is also spinning around the sun like we are. So get this, guys. We can get to this, which is 140 million miles away, but simply can't go back to this. That's only 0.2 million miles away. Oh, that's right. NASA and their astronauts saying that we can't get back to the moon because we lost the technology. But yet, we can get to this, let me remind you, which is 140 million miles away. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. They're also saying that the moon is tidally locked to the Earth, so we will never get to see the other side of the moon. But it doesn't make sense because the theory of gravity they use. Let's just say what they're saying is true. The moon is a dusty rock in outer space, and you can physically land on it. Then why can't we land a device on it, and we could all watch Earth spin?
Because we can't get by the firmament, which I will explain.
Because, it is the same face we see every single day and every single night. And they're saying that we will never get to see the other side of the moon. But it only makes sense that we could land something on it and see the Earth spin. That's just something I've been thinking about. It's super crazy of them to say.
That's funny that they don't show that on camera. They'll show a video of people playing ping pong and jumping on the moon, but they won't show a picture of the Earth in full rotation on camera, so we all can just put this to bed. Right? Don't you think that'd be a good idea? Hey, let's put this camera and face it towards Earth and watch Earth full rotation so we can show everyone that we actually live on a spinning ball. Nope, they won't do that because it's not possible. We can't get by the firmament, and I will prove to you that that exists. And Elon Musk has tried to shoot rockets up, and it gets blocked by the firmament. It just explodes once it hits a certain point because it's a firmament blocking water. There's water above us, guys, and there's water at our level. And God blocked the water above us with a firmament. And I'm going to prove that to you guys.
We can get to this, which is 140 million miles away, that has a Mars rover on Mars giving us live feed, videos, and can't get back to this. If you ask me, Mars might be a lot closer than we might think.
See all that, guys? Mars. It says Mars everywhere. He's going to go in depth. There's another video. Mars 1, NASA, Moon.
Guys, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Don't forget to like.
He has an even better video, though, than that. Where is it? Here it is. This is the one, guys.
You're so sure that NASA landed a Mars rover on Mars, which is 199 million miles away? Well, stick around and you're going to find out that Mars is not that far away. You're not going to believe me, but this is one of the first pictures that popped up in my search engine about Devon Island. So I decided to go to Google Earth and type in this place called Devon Island, and you're not going to believe what I found. Alright, you guys can do this yourself. Just go to Google Earth, type in Devon Island. Alright. Hit Street View. zoom in.
You literally can see the base, guys.
Alrighty.
You see that? He literally just zoomed in onto the base. They're like, huh, where can we go that looks like Mars, that no one will ever find us? And it's in Canada. No one wants to be in Canada, in the middle of nowhere. It's brilliant. Look at that.
Scoping it out.
Look at this. You can see this on Google Maps. They didn't cover their tracks at all. Look at this. This is Google Maps.
NASA.
NASA, right? And then watch this.
What in the...
You can read all this from Google Maps, guys. That's all there. Mars 1. It says Mars 1. So what does that tell you?
Moon 1.
It says Mars 1, right? And then Moon 1. What does that tell you guys? What it tells me is they have bases in places that look like the moon or Mars. And they have sets there ready, so when they want to bring a broadcast crew over and show that they're on Mars or the moon, they just go there. They stage it. They make it look like it. They know we can't leave the Earth. We're all prisoners to the Earth. We're trapped under the firmament. And I'm going to show you this. Before we close this live out, I'm going to show you the firmament, what it means, what it looks like, everything, all of it. It's going to make sense. Doesn't want to play.
What in the... Well, guys, Mars is not that far. Wow.
It even looks like the ground.
That wasn't enough for you?
Look at the ground. It looks like it. They look for a place that could look like it.
NASA.
NASA's a bunch of liars.
Mars Institute.
They steal our money and lie to us.
What in the...
Mars Institute.
Wow. Like, seriously, guys.
It looks the same.
Logs
It literally
are in
looks the
same
same.
place.
They changed the contrast. That's all they did.
Alright, this one.
Did you guys see that? All they did was change the contrast a little bit. Look at that.
Alright, this one seriously has to.
Look at that, guys. All they did is change the contrast on the camera, but it's the same area. You can see it's literally the same spot. It's Devon
This one
Island.
seriously has to be obvious to you guys.
The sun. Right. How would the sun be
It
there?
keeps getting worse and worse.
How would the sun be there? It's setting. Same position of the rocks.
Wind erosion.
A color adjustment. That's what I said. It's just a color adjustment. After they put the color back, all they did was make it look red. Oh, Mars is red, so let's make everything look red. Oh, red, 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 right? But no, all they did was change the camera lens. That's all they did. They went to Canada, changed the camera lens, and said it was Mars. And they take billions of our tax dollars.
This book, Project Mars, written by Wernher von Braun, the father of NASA, in 1953, wrote about a guy named Elon that would colonize Mars. Like, seriously, guys. Well, guys, I think I found Mars, and it's not 199 million miles away.
Alright, now...
Canada. I would love to hear...
Now, for a lot of people that think that what we have is all we have, well, you know what? I'm gonna save that for next video because we've gone through a lot. I don't want to throw so much at you that it's just like you can't even digest it. So I'm gonna go over the firmament. And next time we'll talk about Tartaria and the civilizations, lost civilizations, and the architecture to prove it. You know, we're going to talk about 9/11, how that was really done by Israel, not who they said it was, Afghanistan. Like, I'm not saying that Osama was the Nobel Peace Prize winner, but he had nothing to do with 9/11, guys. That was all Israel, and I'm going to prove that to you guys, but that's going to be later. We're going to do this slowly. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you from God's point of view what the earth looks like and what we actually live on. We're going to put this earth as a sphere to bed. And I don't even think you can actually call it a flat earth, because if it's flat, then that means all the planes and everything is completely level. So we live on how is the best way I can classify it simply, like without like being too technical. We live on, you can just say we live on planes. That's what you would say. We live on planes with different textures, different heights and elevations. That's what I would say. Because to call it a flat earth, that would be a complete misguided, I guess, label of what we live on, because the earth isn't completely flat. There are so many levels and ridges and low parts, and you know what I mean? Like, to call it flat would just be it would almost be minimizing our Lord, and like he created more than something that's just flat. There's layers to this stuff. It's just not a sphere. That's all you gotta say. All the flat earthers, they just gotta say we don't live on a sphere. If they say that, I can get behind that, because the Bible never mentions anything about a sphere. So what I would do first to prove it my way, I'm going to draw it out as I see it written down, so we can go step by step on how our Lord created this earth. Probably only take 5 more minutes, if I'm being honest, because I'm trying to get this done in less than an hour, and we're almost at that point. We got about 14 minutes. I want to do these lives in like an hour, get our point across, and move on. So, you know what? No, let's look at it, because I know people have seen this one. Let's look at it from God's point of view. So we're going to go to Isaiah first. Hold on, my camera's in the way. Isaiah. We'll go Isaiah 40. I don't know how to use this Bible, to be honest. I have no idea how to use this type of Bible on here. I usually use my phone. Oh, I can do it like this. So Isaiah 40, 22. That's the first diagram. Or Isaiah 40, 20. I think 22 is further back. Yeah, Isaiah 40, 20. Alright. Alright, here we go. It is actually 22. Because it says, he that is so impoverished that he hath no obligation choosing a tree that will not rot, he seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. Have ye not known? Have you not heard? Hath not it been told from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth. Right? So, this is my mouse pad, right? Look at what it says. He that, or excuse me, we got to go to this one right here. I was reading the wrong one. Whoops. Yeah. He that sitteth upon the circle of the earth. So this is the circle of the earth. God made a circle. He didn't make a sphere. He made a circle. This is what it is, right? So he's sitting on top of this circle, right? So it says he sitteth upon the circle of the earth. So that means he's sitting on top of the circle of the earth. Not a sphere, because think about it. If he's sitting on top of the earth and the earth is a sphere, how is he able to see Antarctica, which would technically be on the bottom side of the sphere? And that would, like, what is he's looking through it? No. He sees the whole thing all at one time. So, like, it's simple. And then it says, and the inhabitants, that's us, right? And the animals and everything else. So, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers. So that means when God looks down upon us, we're nothing more than ants and grasshoppers and tiny little nothings to him. That's what that means. We are nothing. That's what God's trying to tell us. We're nothing. We're little, tiny little bugs that he created. That's basically what God's saying. That stretch out the heavens as a curtain. So it literally just stretches out, meaning it's vast. And it covers, and basically being covered by, or it covers heaven, so you can't see heaven. And then it says, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. So we're being covered like a tent. So does that make sense, guys? That's why we can't leave this earth. We're trapped here. We're on these land masses, and we can't go anywhere. This is it. This is what we see. This is it. The solar system, all those planets we see, it's all rotating inside here. It's all inside here. All the stars. I'm going to prove that to you too. So we just proved how God is looking at us. He's looking down on us. So that whole theory of the spirit is just out. It's gone, because God wouldn't be looking through the mantle, the core, and all that to look to Antarctica. That just doesn't make sense. It just does not at all. The more you try to make sense of that, it just drives you crazy because you can't make sense of it. Alright, now I want to prove that there's a square inside that circle. There is a square inside that circle. And I'm going to show you what that is. You're probably thinking to yourself, huh? A square inside a circle? How does that make sense? It makes perfect sense. Just think a little bit. Think about a square inside of a circle. What would that be? I'm going to explain it to you. Whoops, I put the wrong one. Revelation 7:1. That's what we want. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth. Get it? Holding 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow the earth, nor the sea, nor the tree. The 4 corners of the earth: north, east, south, west. Right? I might have done that backwards because of my angle. North, east, south, or southwest. That's the 4 corners, right? That makes a square. That's just how that's what they mean by a square and a circle. So that's it, guys. So this spear idea is just being put to bed. Now we're going to draw a diagram of what it looks like. So, like, all these people telling you that we live on a spear are liars. They want you to believe that there is no God. If they prove that the spear theory is properly true, then that means God didn't exist, and that means there is a Big Bang theory. But no, we didn't come about from a big noise and a big bang. I'm sorry. Like, our life has way more meaning. And the fact that the Bible has already foretold all the stuff that's happening in the world right now and still correct. Like, I just don't know how you could just be like, nah, I'm going to believe scientists. I'm going to believe man over the creator. That's probably the most foolish thing you can do. Now, lastly, to close this out, we're going to prove what it looks like from our vantage point and why we can't ever leave here. So we're going to go to Genesis 1:6 and let the Lord prove why we can't leave up out of here. We're prisoners to this earth. We were made for His glory. Like, that's our only purpose. We weren't made to go to Mars. God didn't make us so we can go to Mars and travel to other planets. He made us for His glory. That's it. We're supposed to be living for Him, not for Elon Musk or Donald Trump. So it says, give me 1 second. Huh? Oh, it's still, excuse me. I was wondering. I was like, that's not what I need to read. And God said, let there be a firmament, right? In the midst of the waters, from the waters. So what does that mean to me? And what it should mean to you is water. Here's water, right? So water. So that's, whoops. So right. So we got water here, right? Then he's saying he put a firmament to split the water with the water. So that means there's water up here, which is the sky. That's why the sky is blue. So what do we have, right? Water, water. So he says there's water and water, but he split the water with a firmament. That would be a firmament, right? You can't get in or out. Because God also says every breath we breathe is his breath that he blows into us. So every time you're breathing air, that's God. So when you stop breathing, that means God stopped giving you breath. That means he's done with you. That's what that means. So that's why we can't leave Earth. Elon Musk has shot rockets, right? They go straight up, and right when they hit this point, they explode. Because you cannot leave. And think about the amount of force and power and torque and explosion a rocket is going and using, hitting that point. That just shows you how strong and tough the firmament is, and you just are not going to leave. And then it says in 7, God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament, right? So we got that part. Water that's under the firmament, which are the oceans, right? And then the waters which were above the firmament, which is the sky. This is the sky. So there's water above us, guys. When you look up in the sky and you see that blueness, and you ever wonder why it rains? There's water up there, guys. You don't get it? Like, so that just shows you how incredible our Lord is, how he's able to just make everything work as an ecosystem together. And we had and still have free energy today. If we had the right math in North America and other places, we'd be able to figure it out. And guess what? There's also a lot of scholars that say Saddam Hussein was very close to coming up with another free energy type of system, and magically he became a terrorist and we went after him. And there's been other men that have Mr. Tesla had technology, they killed him. There's been many men that have had this technology that they killed off. But back in the day, thousands of years ago, they were using this technology. They weren't these big oil companies and electric companies. We didn't have that back then. That was not a thing. That is something that happened with greedy men. Greedy men saw an opportunity and turned us basically into slaves. Now we got to slave away to pay their bills because they want the money. They couldn't just let us all live nice. We can't just all live nice, worry-free. Nope, we got to live stress-filled lives for the bottom line because they want to be greedy. There's no other way to put it. And God, so I'm at number 8 now, and God called the firmament heaven, and in the evening and the morning were the second day. So God is above here. That's why the firmament blocks the water and all that. So God is above all of this. That's why outer space is a myth. You want to know where outer space is? Go into the deep ocean. That's the outer space. Because they say we haven't even scouted 80% of the water. 80% of the water is unscouted, and we're finding playgrounds that are 5,000 years old deep underwater. So what does that tell you guys? We don't know anything at all. We know nothing. And everything you've been told is a lie. Alright? So what else does it say? God, and in the evening, and then there was morning and the second day, because God created light and day and separated it. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered. That's the oceans. And think about this, guys. Words mean something. Let the waters, he says, under the heaven, which is these waters right here, right? Let it be gathered together onto one place. So that means it's trapped. So that right there defeats and deletes the spear theory. Because if it's a spear, that means the water is not trapped anywhere. It's continuous, but that's impossible. When you fill up water, think about when you're filling up water in a cup. If there's no cup here, the water goes everywhere. There's no contain. Water needs to be contained. Do you understand that, ladies and gentlemen? Water that can't just be free roaming. It would end up dissipating and going somewhere, but it doesn't because it's contained somewhere. You gotta use your mind, guys. Like the science of it, what they tell us doesn't make sense. They just want you to think, oh, they're the scientists, they know best, just believe them. No, disprove them, challenge them, because a lot of the stuff they say doesn't make sense logically. Like when you like break it down step by step, logically, outer space doesn't make sense. You know, especially when you understand the Bible and how everything was made and how everything works. You realize that man just lies. There's a reason they're lying. And I really don't want to know what it is. I have a few ideas, but I really don't want to know what it's called. God called the dry land earth. So yes, we live on earth, but we don't live on a sphere. And the gathering together of the waters called the sea. And that's what it is. God contained the sea with the firmament and the ice walls. Which, honestly, you know what I'm thinking though? The ice wall barriers, I just think that's just the bottom of the firmament. It's just the enclosement of the firmament around our waters to enclose the waters to keep it from overflowing wherever else. Because God, I don't know what's out the firmament. I don't know what's outside the firmament. I don't care what's outside the firmament because I know we can't leave here. It doesn't matter. All these theories, oh, there's another land outside the ice or outside the walls. We don't know. We will never know. So it's just, that's the best I can tell you. Just live for today and stop worrying about what's outside of our capabilities of living. Because we can't get out of this little circle we live on. So, and it says in the Bible, one day God's going to burn it up anyway. So what does it matter anyway? That's the way I see it. So I think that I'm satisfied with this answer. And it makes sense to me more than outer space and the moon is 93 million miles away or whatever they say. The sun is even further. Like, no, it's not. We can see the sun is literally right there. It's not that far. This stuff literally spins in our little firmament. So let me explain. Let me explain how the moon and the sun moves around. It just moves around in a circle on to our planet like this. Alright, we don't, like, this isn't spinning. We're in one stationary place, and the moon and the sun is the one that moves around 24 hours a day, right? One side of the earth gets the sun, the other side gets the moon, because God called it the light of night. God calls the moon the light of night. That's why you can see at night sometimes with the moon, right? Full moon, half moon, that's the light of night. The other side of the world has the light of day. And it's as simple as that, guys. So we will talk more about this stuff as we go. Next time, I think we'll talk about Tartarian civilizations and other stuff. But I don't know. Who knows where the wind blows? We will see what happens. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you joining. And stay tuned for the next one.